Welcome to the Key to Growth podcast, Home Services Marketing Unlocked, with me, your host, Jen McKee. Every week, I sit down with top marketers in the trades, from the brains behind $100 million companies to those scaling from 1 to 3, even to 10 million, breaking down exactly how they got where they are and uncover the secret to their success. If you're ready to grow your business and get real, actionable insights, you're in the right place. Let's unlock the key to your marketing success starting now.
Hey friends, it's Jen McKee, your host of the Key to Growth podcast. If you're a home service leader who's ready for bigger growth, stronger leadership, and more visibility in 2026, listen up. I'm hosting something brand new. The Growth Experience is a powerful 2-day conference happening right here in my hometown of San Antonio, Texas. This event is designed for you if you are an owner or leader who wants to scale smarter with profit-first financial clarity, stronger leadership and sales systems, real operational efficiency, how to use AI tools, and of course, modern marketing visibility that actually works. You're going to learn from incredible speakers, connect with the brightest minds in the trades, and walk away with strategies you can use immediately in your business. VIP spots will even get full content capture experience in two deep dive workshops on confidence, leadership, and storytelling. Tickets officially go on sale January 8th if you have saved your seat on the waitlist. Waitlist gets first access, best pricing, and early VIP access. So go to thegrowth-experience.com to get on the list. Trust me, this is a room you're going to want to be in. March 30th through April 1st, 2026 in San Antonio, Texas. See you there. Welcome back, everyone, to the Key to Growth podcast. I am your host, Jen McKee, and today I am here with a fellow Facebook marketer, which I'm super excited to dive into all the things for very selfish reasons, active marketing. Krystal, if people are not familiar with you, please tell them who you are.
Absolutely. So I own Reflective Marketing. We help HVAC companies generate more installs using Facebook ads. And I'm also the host of the Beyond the Tools podcast, which I was very glad to have you as a guest recently. So now we're doing this again. And I'm excited to switch the tables a little.
I know. It's so fun. I often will switch podcast episodes with hosts, and it is really fun because it's such a different conversation depending on who's interviewing. Just not for any reason besides that, like, you're talking about the other person's like expertise. So it ends up being really kind of cool. Anyways, so tell us how you found yourself in marketing for the trades and marketing for HVAC.
Yeah, it's funny because I guess I always grew up in residential construction. So my stepdad's a carpenter by trade, my dad's a realtor. So I was always in that world. And I started my marketing agency when I was pretty well fresh out of university. And I really saw social media as something that was underutilized and had such incredible impact on small businesses. Naturally, I gravitated towards people in the trades. And when we got our first HVAC client and were able to double their business in just 4 months, I was like, wow, we're really onto something here.
Yeah.
And it just snowballed from there.
Yeah, for sure. So, what is it like? What surprises you most, or what surprised you most whenever you found HVAC clients and their marketing? What else were they doing? What were they doing right? What were they doing wrong? Like, what did you find?
I think what was interesting is that in the heating and cooling industry, Google is king.
Yeah.
So it was definitely a different conversation because I think there was and still is a lot of curiosity around social media, but that misconception that social media isn't actually a driver for business growth when we've obviously very much found the opposite. And I know you have as well.
Yeah. Okay, so talk a little bit about the difference in Google marketing and social media marketing.
Yeah. So With Google, of course, you are capturing people who are actively looking
Mm-hmm.
for your service. So, my furnace is broken, my AC isn't working in a heat wave. I'm in a dire situation and I need somebody to come fix this
Yeah.
right now. And of course, contractors want to be there and capture that part of the market. The other side of things, social media is both on the organic side is really about long-term building your brand, getting more visibility, but there's also that lead generation side of things as well, where you can proactively get in front of people in your market, whether the temperatures are extreme or not. So it really
Mm-hmm.
allows you to create demand when with Google, you are more so dependent on people actively looking.
Yeah. I really love that idea. And it's something someone even said to me recently, that idea of creating demand, because what we've seen over the last 6 months is mild temperatures, which means there for HVAC is really little demand. I mean, I know you're very far north, so it probably, like, for you personally, isn't relatable, but in a lot of the middle of the northern North America, like, they're not seeing extreme temperatures and people just can go without.
Yeah, absolutely. And we deal with clients in Canada and the US, and even with, climate change and recent changes to weather, it just seems like a lot of that is much more unpredictable. So it's good to have a variety of tools in your toolbox when it comes to marketing so that no matter what it's like outside, what the forecast shows, you've got the ability to generate new business when you need it.
Yeah. So a lot of people say that Facebook ads don't work. So what is like the truth behind that, and what do they need to do differently?
Yeah, that's a great question. What I often find when people say that Facebook ads don't work, there may be one of two things going on. One is that they are running more branding and awareness campaigns.
Mhm.
Those absolutely have their place and they do help in terms of visibility and getting that know, like, and trust factor. But it is really difficult to tie branding campaigns to a direct result.
Mhm.
So that's one thing, is that they're not using the right mechanism to generate leads. They're really focused on branding.
Yeah.
The other is that they are maybe not approaching it with the right strategy. So I'm sure you find this as well, Jen, that marketing has become so nuanced and every channel is different. So if you have your SEO company running Facebook ads for you, or you're expecting your marketing manager to be an expert at Google ads and LSA and radio and billboards and social media and Facebook ads lead generation, you're not going to be seeing great results there.
Okay.
Meta ads is its own beast. It has a lot of different nuances and limitations and challenges, and you really need that expertise to be able to make it a growth engine for your business.
Yeah. One thing that I mean, kind of like going with what you said about, like, they're being set up as engagement ads. I always liken Meta to Vegas when they like give you that little like, oh, if you give us $17, we'll show this to 11,239 more people. And like that is like the worst spend of your money. Even if and there's strategy behind engagement ads. Like those can be really beneficial, but clicking that button of like yes boost now is really you just giving money to Meta and like literally getting nothing out of it. It's not, maybe you'll get some likes, but those are like farmed accounts, I swear. They're just, I mean, that is not that's not helping you get in front of your target audience. That's not helping you with brand awareness. It's definitely not helping you with lead generation. So if you've ever done that and then said Facebook ads don't work, like of course they don't. There's nothing, like that is nothing. And I do find people do that a lot. Like a lot of times I'll talk to contractors or owners and I'll say, you know, what's your experience been with Facebook ads? And they're like, oh, well, I put some money behind some things here and there. And that's just like, again, it's like Vegas. The house is winning. They're just getting your money for that.
Yeah. Yeah. And I find too, it's not their fault either. As contractors, as business owners listening to this, Meta positions Facebook as a do-it-yourself advertising tool.
Oh, right. That was the next thing I was going to bring up.
Yeah, it truly isn't. Like this boost post, yeah, it's your easy button of advertising. And like you said, it's like that betting in Vegas, but it's really not setting you up to succeed.
Right. I think the other thing, like you mentioned, the marketing manager or even an owner expected to be an expert. One of the things about the Facebook ads platform is it's super complicated and there's so many like different things that need to be set up correctly and so many like it reminds me like it's also when I go into Go High Level, I experience the same thing where there's just like all of these little tiny things that you have to remember to do correctly. Otherwise, it's like, oh, that's why that's not working. Like, go back. And so besides the creative and the copy, like the marketing side of it, like the technical side of it is really challenging as well.
Yeah. And I mean, don't get me started on access problems and people getting locked out of their accounts or not owning their business manager or their ad accounts, data everywhere. It's a mess. It's a lot to deal with when you're wearing so many other hats in your business.
I think that's actually a really good tip to land on. So do you want to talk a little bit about best practices for your Meta accounts?
Yeah, absolutely. So Meta keeps changing the terminology, but
oh, it just changed everything. Like yesterday, I was trying to find page access settings and they're not where they were for the last 5 years or so. So they just moved them again.
Yeah, I know. I always tell people, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna look a bit dumb here. We're gonna clicky, but we're gonna find what we're
I know. I'm like,
looking
just
for.
give me access to your screen. Like, please, I'm just I'm gonna do this on my own. But anyways, okay, best practices.
Yeah, and
go ahead.
in terms of access, so I always equate business manager, business suite, business portfolio, whatever you want to call it, as the house. And in your house, you've got different rooms. So the house of Meta contains your Facebook page, your ad account, your Instagram account, your pixel, all kinds of different assets within that. And if you give somebody access, the keys to the house, they'll be able to access different assets within that. Mm-hmm. So you want to make sure, first of all, that you own your own Meta business suite.
As the owner, don't let anyone else do it.
Yes, absolutely. So if you have had an agency or a marketing person on your team set that up for you, make sure they give you full admin access with access to edit the financials. Like you want all the keys to the castle. The second piece is you want to make sure that all the rooms of your house are in there. So your Facebook page, your Instagram account, your ad accounts. You may have multiple ad accounts. And again, if you're working with different teams, that may be scattered all over the place. So you want to make sure you have ownership of that and it's all in that one house. And then I would also advise having somebody else that has full access. Mm-hmm. Because what I often see happen is that maybe you go on vacation, you get logged out of your account, you try to get in, your two-factor's not working, suddenly you're locked out of your account and nobody else has full access. Yeah. I see this happen all the time. And once you get to that point, if you don't get it resolved, I think it's within 3 months even, you'll never get it back. Yeah. I can't tell you how many people, I'm sure you've seen this as well, Jen, that like, oh yeah, just can never get back in. And it's a nightmare. So the best thing to do is to prevent that happening in the first place.
Yeah. And it like, I can't stress how much it needs to be you. Even if you don't like Facebook, even if you're never on Facebook. It has to be you. And please do not, close your account down. We have a client who did that, and he's the only person with full access. And
Oh,
so
no.
as your marketing company, the access that you give us does not allow you to really help. It doesn't allow us to really help you get access for you or your team, because we have business access, we have partner access, which is the safest way for us to access everything that we're doing. But you and your wife or your business partner need to be full, or your husband, I'm sorry, your husband, your wife, whoever, your mom, your sister, someone who you're like not gonna break up with in the near future, need to have full access to this account. Not your marketing manager, not your office manager, like not those people. It needs to be like someone in the family.
Yeah.
That is going to be there for you.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. It just protects you and gives you options if the worst case scenario happens with your
Because
own
it happens all the time for no reason at all. You will lose everything. And so having someone else in there, or like your account gets hacked. This happens all the time.
Yep.
You get an email, it looks legit, you click on it, next thing you know, your account's hacked. This literally happens all the time. That hacker goes in, they immediately remove access if they can, and they start charging your ads account massive amounts of money, running ads to a page that is not yours. And then Facebook shuts it down because they realize that it's spam after it's spent a whole bunch of your money, and then everybody loses access. And the hacker doesn't care because they just wanted it for that period of time that they were able to run ads on some spam thing. This is so scary, but it's so like this. I see this happen. This is not a horror movie. This happens literally every day.
Yes, it's true.
Key Heart Marketing specializes in Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube to build your brand awareness or drive leads using social media ads. If you're ready to elevate your social media, go to keyheartmarketing.com or follow us on social media.
And yeah, so make sure you're setting yourself up so you're protected as best you can, and you've got some fail safes in place by having a backup admin. But ultimately, I mean, this stuff is happening on all sorts of digital marketing channels as well. So don't let it scare you into not seeing the benefits of using
No, I just want to
Facebook
scare
ads
you
on
into
there.
keeping ownership of your stuff. Don't let anyone
Yes.
else do it. And if you have it, while y'all are still cool, call Krystal or myself and let's get you ownership and get that person just have access, because you can do that. It's really complicated. And I only say it's complicated because it is. I couldn't even like speak on how to do it. I would just have to go back there and do it. But you can. It's fine. Okay, let's move on. If you heard anything, I hope you heard that. And let's move on, because I want to talk about what you're seeing is actually working for copy and creative in Facebook ads, because I think that this can be a place that a lot of people just dial it in, and this is where you're losing the most money.
Yeah, absolutely. So over the last year and a half, Meta has been rolling out Andromeda, which sounds like a big, fancy, futuristic word.
It sounds like
But
a like monster or spider to me.
I know, or like Star Trek-y kind of vibes.
Like people ask me about that, I'm like, I don't even know what that is, but I do know what you're asking me.
Yeah. So with that, I mean, it's not something, again, to be afraid of, but it does mean that the way that you approach Facebook ads has to change.
Mhm.
So what we see now is that targeting really isn't essential. Anything that you've heard about targeting before, you can erase that from your mind, because really it comes down to your creative, and that's going to be your lever to be able to attract the right people. So what that means on a practical level is that you want to give Facebook a lot of flexibility when it comes to your targeting. What I typically suggest is that you target your service area, so like a radius around your office or whatever makes sense there, but aiming to be broader rather than super narrow in terms of your geo-targeting. You might want to put a minimum or maximum age, but otherwise you're pretty well leaving that open. So that's a total different shift from, a year, 2 years, 3 years ago, where it was like, okay, you need lookalike audiences and you need to layer interests and you need to get as specific as possible. Now it's very much give Meta that flexibility when it comes to your targeting, because it's smart enough to figure out how to get you in front of the right people, and your creative can call out the people that you're looking to attract.
Yeah. So for people who don't understand what the words like targeting and creative mean, will you talk a little bit about what that really means?
Yes. So targeting is how you define your audience. So where they live, age range, gender, where they work, where they go to school, that type of demographic information. So when you're setting up a Facebook campaign, you build what's called an ad set within your campaign. That's where you define who you want to see the ad. So that's where you want to be broad. When we talk about creative, we're talking about what the ad actually looks like. So the photo or video or carousel, the graphic, the copy or messaging, what's actually written in the ad, and then your call to action button, any of the setup of how the ad looks.
Yeah. What is some campaigns that are working really well for your clients right now?
What we find is working best, starting with essentially having a really great offer. You want to have something that is compelling enough that, again, these are not people that are in a dire emergency situation right now. Temperatures are mild. Their furnace may be, 8, 9, 10 years old, but it's still kicking. I'm not worried about it.
Yeah.
So you want to think, what's going to get those people who, it's in their back of them. It's in the back of their mind that, okay, I'm going to have to deal with this eventually, but you're proactively getting in front of them. So oftentimes that looks like saving money. So whether that's a really good financing offer, maybe it's no payments for the first 3, 6, 12 months. Maybe that's getting a new system for as low as 35, 40, 90 bucks a month. Having a compelling offer that is going to get somebody to say, okay, maybe I should explore this a little further. Here's my contact information. That's really the starting point. And then, going back to your question, Jen, about when people say Facebook ads doesn't work, often that also comes from not pre-qualifying leads enough. So making sure you're asking, do you own or rent your home? Where are you located? So that you are getting some of that information up front. So, this is someone who's interested in your service. They are the homeowner and they are within your service area. That's going to weed out a lot of the so-called tire kickers that you're typically getting from your ad campaigns.
One thing that I see, and I don't know if you have a different system for this, but it's something that my clients experience, is not having a good system in place internally once these leads come in. So we require some sort of automation. We have a few clients that we've worked with for a long time who swear that they're just that good at calling these leads, but because of the nature of these offers and people scrolling on Facebook, I find that it's imperative that as soon as they put in their information, they should immediately receive a text that's like, hey, we got your information. Like, when can we come out? What are you doing as far as that goes?
Yeah, that's a great point, because if you don't have the resources in place, you don't have a follow-up system, you don't have a CSR team to call leads, you're not going to see the results. So what we do with any of our clients coming in, that if they don't have any automation systems in place, we build that out for you. So as soon as a lead comes in, first of all, they have the ability to fill out an online calendar so they can actually request a specific date and time that they're interested in an appointment. If they don't fill that out, then they get a text, an email right away from the company. And we have an appointment setting bot that will engage with them over text to encourage them to book an appointment as well. So that all you have to do as the business owner, as the CSR team, is call the leads that are coming in and confirm those appointments.
Yeah. Awesome. So this was my next question that I was going to ask it, but what we're seeing is that every company wants to shout from the rooftops like, oh, we're going to have these AI tools available for you so that you don't need somebody to do it. And so even thinking about, I was at Pantheon this last September and Service Titan was saying like, we're going to build it into Marketing Pro that Facebook, like they'll run Facebook ads automatically, like AI will create Facebook ads. Meta has been saying that as well, use these Advantage Plus things and they'll set up the whole thing for you. And we'll test Advantage Plus sometimes and still find that it often doesn't get the results that we're looking for. But when you're even setting up a campaign, it's like, here's 30 other variations of this creative that you put in. Do you want any of these? And they're just like terrible. And so I don't like, what do you think about that right now? How well can AI help you when you're trying to set up your own ads? And obviously we don't know what it's going to look like in the future, and I'm sure it'll get better and we'll have a different conversation about it in 6 months. But what are your thoughts about it right now?
Yeah, that's a great question. In some cases, we are finding some of those things do help performance. So specifically, I know that oftentimes even adding some of the automatic music can improve results. Like some of those enhancements are definitely worth testing. And specifically
some of them like really trip me out. Like I'll see the ad later and I'm like, oh no, I've got to like turn that enhancement off because it just did something so weird.
Yeah. So I mean, now Meta is all about what's going to get an individual to convert on an ad. So it's not about what's going to work for the masses. It's literally on an individual basis.
Because it knows so much about you. It has 20 years of data on us all as individual people.
Creepy, but effective.
Right.
So yeah, with that in mind, it's always worth testing. But yeah, I mean, even with all the AI tools in the world, as we know, you still need somebody to manage them and to make the decisions and to actually look at the data and see what's working and what's not and make sure that weird things aren't happening. So it's not at a place where you can just set it up and it's gonna do well for you. You still need that expertise, and even if it works out of the gate, it will eventually fatigue and you need more. So I
that's
often
the
talk
other
about
thing. It's not a set it and forget it ever.
No, I always say like you gotta feed the beast. Like Meta needs constant nurturing and tweaks and touches to make sure that your performance stays steady.
For sure. Absolutely. Well, I've really enjoyed our time here. I have one more question for you, which is the question that we ask everybody on the Key to Growth podcast. So you're here. What is the key to growth?
The key to growth is having multiple tools that you can pull on whenever you need new business. You don't want to put all your eggs in one basket, depend entirely on Google, when there are so many other tools like Facebook ads that can help you get consistent year-round lead growth.
Yeah, I love that. Absolutely. All right. So if people want to find you, tell them where they can go.
Yeah, so we are at reflectivemarketing.com. You can also check us out on Facebook and Instagram. And if you want to understand a little bit better about targeting on Meta and how creative really leads the way on this right now, you can go to our website. I know Jen's going to pop that link there as well, but it's ads.reflectivemarketing.com/targeting-guide. So you'll get your targeting guide there to really walk you through how to approach targeting and your setup on Facebook.
Awesome. I love that. Thank you so much for being here. I'm so glad that we got to have this conversation.
Me too. Thank you, Jen. It was so much fun.
Awesome. Bye-bye.